calling 911. What's the location of your emergency?
Oh, we're at the I Promise School in Akron, Ohio.
Okay.
Our friend just got knocked out.
Okay.
We don't know what to do.
Is your friend unconscious?
Yeah.
Is he breathing? Hello, are you still here? Hello?
The 911 call ended abruptly, leaving behind unanswered questions about what had really happened. What the detectives found next was so gruesome that they could never have imagined such a scenario. On the night of June 2nd, 2022, 17-year-old Ethan Liming and his friends made their way to the I Promise School in Akron, Ohio, thinking their prank would be a harmless thrill. Little did they know, their playful tricks would bring about unforeseen consequences, altering their lives unimaginably. Let's delve deeper to uncover how something...
This case hits hard from the start. That 911 call, panicked, cut off, leaves you with a pit in your stomach. Ethan Liming, just 17, thought he was pulling a prank with friends. Instead, it spiraled into something unthinkable. How does a night of teenage mischief end in a parking lot with a young life gone? It's a question that haunts me, and is why we need to unpack this tragedy together.
Investigators arrived at the location, following an anonymous tip reporting unusual activity in the area. The investigators carefully assessed the surroundings, and the horrific scene they were confronted with deeply shook the entire community. Ethan Liming was lying dead and covered in blood in the parking lot of the I Promise School. Meanwhile, the investigators tried to piece together the evidence. They examined the surveillance footage, but it was unclear what exactly had happened there and who had done this to Ethan. After analyzing the footage, investigators identified 3 suspects and took them into custody. These suspects were identified as 19-year-old Tyler Stafford, 21-year-old Donovan Jones, and 20-year-old Deshaun Stafford. The
investigators walked into a scene that shook Akron to its core. Ethan's body, covered in blood, wasn't just a crime scene. It was a community's heartbreak. The suspects, all young, were caught on blurry footage, leaving us to wonder, was this a planned attack or a tragic misunderstanding? As we hear Deshaun's words next, I can't help but feel the weight of lives changed forever.
You want to talk to us and explain what happened that night in your side of the story?
One of them going to jail.
If you're under arrest right now,
Some going to jail.
more than likely. But now is your time to tell your side of the story, because we only have one side of the story. And there's always 2 sides to every story. If you want to tell us your side of the story, we're more than happy to sit here and hear what you have to say to us. It is kind of crazy, and that's kind of what we want to.
I ain't gonna say y'all seen for yourself.
Well, and the video isn't that good, so we can't see everything, and we don't know what you were thinking at that time. You know what I mean?
It's all about Jerry. It's not his. I wouldn't be like shot one lady. Yeah, shot came on.
Okay, so just tell us what happened.
They was chasing us on a court with the girls. We was playing basketball. They did not come here to play basketball. They did not come do nothing. They literally pulled up fast as I thought those people get out the car to shoot at it like real guns. And I was like, yeah, but they just cried. I ran away. My brother was still in the court. And they was running after us. And whatever they got my brother. My brother yelled out the gun was stable. And I went over to the front of him. He still shooting. Literally my body. And then when I was getting closer, he shot me all in my face.
Can you pull your hair up? Where did you get your hair?
Right here. All right.
When you say you guys were on the court, who was on the court?
Me and my brother.
Some other dude. Do you know who that other dude is? You never seen him before, nothing like that? Okay. So you were just, was he there when you got there?
Who?
The other dude. Okay. And who was the girl? You don't know her either? Was she there when you got there? You don't know? Okay. All right, go ahead. So, continue.
Whatever, he shot me in my face. So I hit him. And then he ran out the car to try to help him. And that was happening. My brother came to try to help me. that's why I got all of this right here.
What's that from?
That's from the road. And hit my head like literally he slammed me.
So you and the guy.
This is me.
Okay. And then what happened? You guys grabbed each other? Was there a tussle?
He grabbed me. He literally grabbed me. And I slammed him.
So you slammed him onto the ground. And then what happened when he fell?
He literally let him back up, and my brother was helping me. Yeah, I didn't even go to talk. We let him back up, and then he started following my brother because we was about to leave.
Okay. So you guys are walking away from the situation.
He literally walked away.
And he came back toward you.
He was following my brother, and my brother had called my name. That's when I ran over to him and I hit him. He fell on the ground.
So you punched him and he fell down the ground. So when you say he was following you, where were you at when you turned around in your other car?
I'm by the car confronting the other dudes. I was about to fight them too for shooting.
By the blue car?
Okay. So I'm over there confronting them. I'm about to fight them too. He was still trying to fight my brother.
Okay.
So when he called me over there, I literally hit him. He went right to sleep.
Okay, so when he fell, what happened after that?
I hit him 2 times.
When he was on the ground? Okay. Didn't know what happened.
None of the motherfucking friends, they try to come jump in, steal shit, but the other nigga, the one with the dreads, he ran away. And then the light skinned nigga followed him.
Okay. And what about the white kid, the other white kid?
I think he was in the car, though. No, we ain't even touch him. Literally, after we knocked that nigga out, we didn't touch nobody.
Did, he shot at you?
Yes.
He was.
He had a gun. Literally ran towards it, like he ran it down with that gun. Like, literally.
Over at the courts? Okay.
Basically assault with my fucking toy gun.
So, did you know it was a toy gun to begin with?
No, I just told them they pulled up and I started running. They pulled up like they was sitting there like, if you know people want to do it, bro, you know how they pull up real fast and they just get to jumping over you.
Okay.
That's how it was.
When did you realize that it wasn't real, I guess?
I told you my brother yelled out the gun.
The tape. The big gun. So were you still on the court at that time?
I was like literally over in the back, off the court, onto the back.
So you're saying you came out and you ran away?
Yes.
Okay. So who ran towards him?
Who ran towards who?
Who ran towards the blue car originally?
I walked, like you talked about, after they checked this.
When you're on the court and they're shooting at you and you realize it's a toy gun, you're running the other way. Who ran towards the blue car? Because the video showed somebody running towards the blue car, not running away.
I'm trying to, they ran back to the car. That's
correct.
Nobody ran directly towards the car.
Somebody followed.
Yeah, I followed him back to the car.
Okay.
That was so she told you I went to her to confront him about shooting us.
Okay. So that was you that came through.
Literally, and when I'm walking up to him, he literally shoot me all in my head. Literally.
Okay. So that's when you hit him and then you had it and you slammed
That's
him.
what I'm saying.
And then tied it.
I tried to talk to him literally, but he literally just kept shooting and shot me in my face. So I hate him.
Okay. So when he was knocked down, you said you hit him a couple times.
Yes, I did.
Who kicked him?
I don't know.
You don't know? Was it you? No. Was it the other guy that you don't know? You don't know?
They probably, for real, to be honest with you, probably got kicked when we was tussling when I started my arm. We probably got kicked back there because we was both.
Is that the marks on your hands from hitting him or from?
This from scraping on concrete.
You slammed him?
Yeah, this is from scraping on the concrete. I think this is from hitting when I
knocked him out.
Yeah, that's my knuckle.
Is it broken or anything?
It's probably broken.
Did you go to the hospital? So the whole thing, you guys were, when he gets knocked down, the whole thing happened afterwards, correct? And then they moved the car to go get him. What happened after that? I know you said you started confronting the other guys in the car.
We decided to do it in the car. They moved the car. We got in the car and drove off the left.
Who did you move their car, that blue car, the car block? Who moved that? Yeah, no. Did you see their car drive?
Well, I threw I don't know what happened. Y'all seen it throw up into, I was throwing up. I literally hit my head on the concrete right here, bro. Literally, I'm in my hair, bro. I can't do it. I was literally just almost passed up.
How did you drive your car home?
It's
How did you hit your head?
literally grabbed my head, and then when I picked him up, literally went down with both of them. I got my head up. My head was literally bleeding.
Um, did you grab any of the phones? When someone called 911, we were there.
I don't know. Touch nobody.
You didn't touch anybody's phone? Okay. So you were never inside the car, or reached inside the blue car?
Yeah, I reached inside the car for that gun. That day I had some in my house.
Okay.
That's what gun. So,
Okay. Did you take the gun?
yeah, I took the gun. I was about to use it for evidence but I didn't know the little thing until the next morning, bro. Because I was going to report they had shooting at us at the basketball court. And now all I see is the next morning this dude dead.
Let me ask you this, why didn't you just call us that night?
Because I didn't know he was fucking dead.
Well, I mean, you said you were gonna call the reporter for shooting at you,
But it was
it'd be irrelevant.
I didn't feel like it was that serious. I'm like, I'm not a snitch. I'm not about to just. I'm like, oh yeah, they caught up for you. Whatever. They shot at me. This and this. And I'm not about to do that. Literally.
So, I got a question for you. Since you reached in the car to get the gun, all right, there's a third person there that nobody seems to know.
Who?
Well, you said there's three dudes. There's you and your brother, and you didn't know the other guy, correct? Okay. So somebody moved the car. So if you reached into the car, do you have a problem if we collect your DNA? Because we're swabbing the car for DNA, and if you were in the car, we need to be able to match your DNA up to that so that we can figure out whose DNA is the one we don't know. Do you have any problem with that?
Definitely have a problem with my DNA.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get a search warrant for your DNA right now, and we're gonna come back and you're gonna have to get it. So, we'll get the judge to sign a court order, and you need any water or anything? There's a guy going right now to pick someone up for you. That's the restroom. Yeah, we'll get you the restroom in just a minute. To get that gun that's at your house for evidence. Okay. Well, I mean, we can set a car up to get it, but whose house is that up there? Now, do you live there or no? Like for like weeks at a time, or? Okay. What is your girl there now?
I don't know. She was there.
Can I get her phone number and I'll give her a call, and if you want, you can talk to her and tell her, hey, go ahead and let them come get it. Does she know where it's at? Let me ask you that. Okay. What's her number?
You gonna have to call. I don't know. But call my
Dude, you know my girl's number?
I gotta save that on my mom's number by heart. Like if I save the number on my phone.
So, how am I gonna get in touch with her?
So you call my mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And tell her,
Is her number in your phone?
I don't have a phone. Y'all took my phone.
Right, it's here.
What?
Your phone?
My phone?
Yeah. Is it in there?
I guess so.
Okay. What's the passcode so I can get it out? Call
I can't get my code in my phone.
her. Well, how am I gonna get your phone number?
I just told you.
What's your mom's name? Okay. So tell her to call your girl. Grab the toy gun, and we'll send a police car up to get it. Okay. All right. Is your mom gonna believe me if I tell her that? She's gonna have to talk to she believe? All right.
He's gonna take pictures. Since you told us you got injured and stuff like that, Robert, your story, he's gonna take your pictures, okay? He has, you just put your hand on his shoulders, his knuckles.
True.
And then there, and then you said you have a mark on your leg.
That was, this is I got PTSD from getting shot. This is a real bullet hole.
Oh,
Okay, that's a real one. Okay.
That's from the Warby thing?
This is from the road. This is
Okay. Did you get hit?
I got shot in the face over here, like a little black marks. You can barely see it.
I'll get it for you.
Take pictures of
It
it.
is like up here. I don't know if you can see it now, like my hair all over. I got like I fell. Basically, I tried to slam him and I hit my head.
Okay. I'll just hold it up like that. Keep her. There you go.
From this footage, as Deshaun willingly confesses to everything, it's evident
Deshaun's confession is raw, messy, and gut-wrenching. He says it was self-defense, that he thought the gun was real. But Ethan's dead, and no amount of I didn't know brings him back. The chaos of that night, fists flying, fear taking over, shows how fast things can spiral. It makes me wonder, where's the line between instinct and intent? This case blurs it painfully.
Suspects have to reveal.
Having roommates of mine, you want to talk to us today about why you're here?
Yeah.
I know, but why, the charges as to why you're here. You don't know?
This is your time to tell us your story, guys.
This is your time to get your story out. We only got one side of the story right now, and you had your side of the story. Now's your time to tell us about your side of the story. I'm sorry?
I need this.
Hey, listen, that's not gonna get you anywhere. And I don't have a smoke to give you, I don't smoke, bro. Do you wanna tell us your side of the story? Because right now.
Did you all see the camera? Did anyone else see the camera?
What cameras?
Did you all see any camera?
Yeah, we watched some cameras. Yeah.
Did you all see what happened? Did you all see what
No, actually, because the cameras aren't good. So now's your time, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it looks really bad on you guys right now. Obviously, the way the little boy was beat up, yeah. But we need to know the whole story, and we need you to tell us your side of it. Because there's two sides to every story, man. And we're willing to sit down and listen to what you gotta say.
Well, from what y'all seen us playing basketball, as y'all seen.
Okay? So you were playing basketball with it?
My brother playing basketball.
Okay. Who was the little girl there?
Little girl.
Yeah, there was a girl. I mean, here's the thing, man.
The person that knows my brother.
Here's the thing, man. Okay, listen. We've spent 16 hours a day here for the last week since this has happened, looking into this. And we know a lot more than you think you know. So I know who was there.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what I know.
Okay, so who all was there?
Me, my brother,
Okay.
and somebody who was swimming. And Steve was playing basketball.
What's the other man's name?
I don't know his name. I
Okay.
don't know. Playing basketball.
Okay.
A blue car pull up. Somebody driving, two people in the back. They get out, start shooting at us.
Okay.
With a gun. I don't know if it was real or not, but I ended up just standing right there on the court without running. Then my brother and the other person ran. They shooting that gun. It had ice balls in it, hitting us. And my brother got shot in his face.
Okay.
That's why we started fighting.
Did you get hit?
Yes, I got hit. We all got hit.
Did the other guy?
Standing right there got hit with them.
Did the other guy get hit?
Everybody got hit with them. Everybody standing right there got hit with them.
So everybody got hit with them, and then what?
They ran off.
Mm-hmm.
Told my brother, because I seen what happened. I'm like, this fake guns. Because they thought they was real guns. He was running for his life. He was scared.
Okay.
Like, them fake.
So when did you realize that they were fake?
When they walked up, they started shooting, right?
Right.
My brother and the other person takes off. Started running. I did not run. I was backed up.
Okay.
I see what they shooting. You feel what I'm saying? I can see what they shooting.
Okay.
They shooting them wordy guns with ice in them. Hitting my brother in the face, hitting me in the face. So we walked back. After they left, like ran off a little bit. They walked back because they started chasing us. Walked over.
Who started chasing you?
Two people out of the car started trying to chase us.
Okay.
But they seen me just standing there because I was not worried about that. Even though it's hitting me with ice. Go over there. My brother confronted him about it. He started shooting my brother in the face. That's how the fight started. I don't know about how that man died or nothing, but all I know is he got knocked out. Ended the conversation after that. That's all I know.
Okay. So who knocked him out?
Austin, I don't know.
So you, your brother, and the other random guy.
We all was fighting, bro. Everybody.
So you were all fighting.
Everybody was fighting.
You were all fighting.
Yes.
Okay.
All of us not all fighting him like all three of us jumping him. No. All of us fighting. All of us. Like you get what I'm saying? Like
So were you fighting with the other passengers in the
yeah,
car?
that's what I'm saying. I'm not. We want to jump in him. We was fighting every.
So your brother.
Four of us against three of us.
Okay, so
Four of them against three.
so your brother goes to.
Confront who got the gun, shooting him in his face.
Okay.
Literally sitting there shooting him in his face while he's trying to confront him.
Okay. So your brother confronts him and they grab each other. Well, what happens after that? Was it was it straight up started throwing punches? Who started swinging?
Well, I don't know the man. I don't know the name.
Did your brother get hurt? Does he got any injuries?
He got shot in his face, and he got a lot of scars on his face.
Did the other guy land any punches, or do you know?
Yeah, they were swinging at each other.
Okay.
All I can tell you is, I don't know none of them people. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Next to go out, I ain't just saying that. I would be more visible about it. But then I don't know shit.
Okay. So when your brother,
It was never a race crime or none of that.
no, and nobody ever said it was. I mean,
I heard that on the news.
well, you know, that crap's on social media, and you can't believe anything on there. So when your brother and the guy are fighting, what happens then? How does it end?
First of all, the two people that was shooting the gun was not even the person I was driving. The person I was driving was the person who got knocked out, right?
Okay.
He got out the car. After my brother confronted the dude and hit him, he got out the car, trying to fight. My brother didn't, so they started fighting or whatever. He let him go. He got up, you feel me? He got up. They could have got back in the car and they still was trying to fight.
Okay.
Then that's when he tried to fight with me. He tried to fight me. Then all I said was, bruh. And then that's when my brother came over here. They started fighting again.
Okay.
Then somebody knocked him out.
He got knocked out. And then what?
Then that's when I guess his friend called 911 or whatever. He was like, he's still breathing or whatever. But I didn't know he was dead.
Okay. So his friend called 911. Who grabbed his phone? The guy when he was on the phone on 911, someone grabbed his phone. Did you hear that? Do you know who did that? Was it you? Was it your brother? You don't think so?
Do you think so or you don't?
I don't. Was it the third guy that you don't know? So after the dude's knocked out on the ground, do you guys just leave? Or what happens?
Other people do.
Okay, so how did it, I guess, tell me how it came to an end.
Fighting other people. After he got knocked out, we started fighting other people because they were shooting at us too.
Okay.
Then they ran off. Once they ran off, we just left.
You left in your car?
I don't have.
Well, the car that you came in. Who drove the victim's car? Was it you? Drove it through the parking lot. It wasn't you?
In his car. I took one of them guns out there.
You what now?
Took one of them 40 guns out of there to have evidence.
So where's that Orbit gun at?
Where I got arrested.
It's in there? Okay. So you don't know who drove his car across the parking lot? Did who chased the dude over to the McDonald's? The dude's over to the McDonald's line. That you guys picked. You picked him up.
After who paid for
There's one guy chased the three boys over towards the McDonald's lot, and he got picked up in your car. Who was that? Was that your brother you picked up?
I didn't pick it up.
So you didn't drive the car?
I don't have a vehicle. I don't drive.
I understand that.
I didn't take nobody.
So you didn't operate your brother's vehicle? Okay.
Like, I only did one time. I did operate one time.
Like that night?
When I pulled his car from the side where we was already coming from, we was looking at it. It was like, they not in the Bronco 7.
Yeah.
Just the court. And it's the parking lot like this, and then go like that.
Uh-huh.
Car was over here. I pulled his car this way.
Okay, so you pulled his car from where it was parked when you guys were moved it, and back around towards where all this was going on. Okay. But you never saw anybody drive the blue car that the other guys drove. No. Okay. You did go in the car to grab your gun.
To grab
The gun. Okay. Did so what you're telling us is your DNA will be in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I'm going to ask you is, would you be willing to give us a sample of your DNA so that we can say that this is your DNA, this is why it's in the car, and then the person's DNA, the third person that you don't know that we're assuming is the person that drove the car, it's pretty much got to be that third person that you don't know, right? So what we need to do is have your DNA so that we can figure out who the last person's DNA is so that we can figure out who they are. Are you okay with that? It's really easy. All we do is just put a Q-tip in your mouth and we'll be done. That sound all right?
As the key details are unraveled,
Hearing another suspect's side, it's clear this wasn't just a fight, but a collision of fear and bad choices. They thought they were defending themselves, but Ethan paid the ultimate price. The toy gun sparked panic, but why did it end in death? It's a stark reminder that one moment of misunderstanding can destroy lives. My heart aches for Ethan's family.
the suspect's confessions intertwine perfectly and leave no room for doubt. It was Deshawn's fatal punch that ultimately caused Ethan's death. The confessions also reveal that it was one of Ethan's friends who had made the anonymous 911 call and couldn't effectively coordinate with the officers who arrived at the crime scene. The confrontation had then spiraled into a deadly encounter that shattered lives forever, bearing the weight of a heartbreaking loss. The only outcome was bleak, paving the way to nothing but time behind bars. Initially, both the brothers were charged with murder, but those charges were reduced in July 2022, and the $1 million bonds were also modified following the new indictments.
At this time, I will modify bond in the amount of $25,000, 10%.
Two other suspects involved had their bonds reduced to $5,000. Attorney John Sin previously said his client defended himself during an altercation with Liming and others.
Following their trials in October 2023, Deshawn Stafford, 21, was found guilty of first-degree aggravated assault and assault. He was sentenced to 18 months in prison and 6 months in jail. However, Tyler, 20, was only found guilty of misdemeanor assault and was sentenced to 6 months in jail.
Stafford, on count 1 of the indictment, the court will impose a sentence of 6 months incarceration for the crime of assault, a misdemeanor of the first degree. As I stated, Mr. Stafford has been found guilty of 1 count of aggravated assault, a felony of the 4th degree, and 1 count of misdemeanor assault. A few things about the law related to sentencing on these counts. First, pursuant to statute, whenever a defendant is found guilty of both a misdemeanor and a felony, any period of incarceration imposed for those offenses must be served concurrently or at the same time.
Donovan Jones pleaded no contest to 2 counts of assault, a first-degree misdemeanor, in October 2023. He was sentenced to 180 days of suspended jail. The moment the sentence was announced, it was clear that Ethan's family found the outcome inadequate and were left disappointed.
Any verdict where the victims' families are left terrified is just a symptom of the fact that there is something deeply sick and...
The courtroom's verdict feels like a punch to the gut. 18 months for Deshawn, 6 for Tyler, and a suspended sentence for Donovan. Ethan's family called it inadequate, and I get why. Justice feels hollow when a young life is gone. This case screams a truth we can't ignore. Even harmless pranks can carry deadly weight. What do you think? Does the punishment fit the crime?